Grand Rising loves. It is Friday and we're in this new moon and it is powerful, powerful energy. Grand Rising, Valerie. So this is the altar spread for the collective consciousness today. And remember that good morning, Becca. Remember that these first two cards are going to be the energy of today, what you're moving through today. And this will be the tool to help you get through that. So the sacred geometry that showed up for today is the hexahedron in reverse. So the hexahedron is talking about finding your way out of a situation. Good morning, Diana. And so the hexahedron always talks about your problem-solving skills, which is really interesting that this showed up in the midst of a Mercury retrograde, because Mercury is the planet of teaching us how we problem solve, our repeating patterns, and that's all meant to be healed in this retrograde. And so showing up in the reverse, it actually says that you are stuck in a stalemate. And it will actually take a radical movement to get you out of being stuck. Okay? So this is not doom and gloom. This is saying that you've put yourself in this situation where you weren't taking intuitive guidance or the synchronicity. You were not taking yourself out of that situation. And like perhaps staying in a job that is not fulfilling to you, right? And so the radical change would be to give it up, to really be honest and say, I trust that the universe is going to support me financially, energetically, but I have to leave, not only to protect my well-being, but also my physical health and also my energetic health, my spirit. My spirit is dying in this space, right? And so that's what the hexahedron is saying in reverse. You are stuck in a stalemate and it will take a radical change to get you out of it, right? So if it's an expired relationship, because we do tend to stay past the expiration date a whole lot because we want to protect someone else. And so that's you in this deep self-betrayal, not protecting yourself. Right? And so that's what hexahedron is saying. Make the radical choice, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck and you will be the one to suffer. You will suffer. And so the ancient ones also showed up in reverse. So the ancient one talks about not only our bloodlines and the wisdom that we get through our DNA and bloodlines and the karma that we take on through those bloodlines, but also our soul, the ancientness of our soul memory and our soul lines. And so the ancient ones are any of those that have preceded us, even karmic relationships that have preceded our soul's inception into this human experience, and that we are done. We are done playing out old patterns. Hello, Mercury retrograde. Thank you for amplifying that for us. We are done playing out expired roles. And so the ancient ones showing up in reverse, that's why I always say it's not a bad thing when cards show up in the reverse. They give that extra kick in the ass that we need sometimes to say, okay, I do need to be honest with myself. You're so right. Thank you, Oracle deck. And so the ancient ones showing up in reverse, I'll show you, look, because no one calls me out better than me, but this is my card today. 2 days in a row, and I'm telling you, how I shuffle these decks is insane. Like I mix them, I mush them all up on the floor, and then I shuffle them, and for this to show up 2 days in a row in reverse for me, like, yeah, I get it. Okay, you're right. I didn't do what I needed to do yesterday. So the blade in reverse is telling me to cut off a past life relationship. And okay, I get it. So I'm doing it. Anyhow, the ancient ones is pretty much the same message for the collective consciousness. Like, what expired experiences are you still honoring by being present in them? And that's exactly what that means. You are honoring expired experiences by still marinating in them. So you're choosing misery. You are choosing self-betrayal. And so Ancient Ones in Reverse is saying, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Honor yourself. Let go. Announce to the universe, I am done repeating this pattern. I have paid all karmic debts, but I honor those that came before me. And so it says, light a candle for the Ancient Ones on your altar today. So in an honoring ceremony to sever those expired experiences, light a candle. Make the radical choice, light a candle, move on. And that's what adventuring is talking about, growth. And so I tend to really love stones that have veining in them. So this is a piece of aventurine with some veins through it. It's just pretty. I like that one. It's like a little pyramid. I like it. I like it a lot. Here's another big piece of aventurine. These are polished pieces of aventurine. I don't have any raw pieces of aventurine. I think veining gives the stones a lot of character, and I like that. Because it really helps to remind you that they are living things just like we are. But aventurine brings the message of growth. It talks about integrating and really commending yourself for the lessons that you have learned. And so when you have an awareness, oh wow, that's an expired experience. I'm no longer gonna betray myself by staying in this. Oh wow, okay, that was growth. But it also says sometimes we have to try on those old experiences to prove to ourselves that we've outgrown them. Right? So those are the things that come up in retrograde a lot, right? You'll get a call from like an ex and you'll entertain it. Okay, let's go have lunch. And then you're sitting there listening to them thinking, what the fuck was I thinking? And then you feel way better about the decision that you made. And that's wise. And you should commend yourself in that moment. Don't beat yourself up and say, oh my God, why did I even have lunch with this knucklehead? Really look and say, wow, I really did make the right choice. And look how far I've come. And that was a really, really different version of me that actually enjoyed sitting across the table from this person once upon a time. Yeah, Brittany, you feel that too? And Jen, see, wow. So yeah, I mean, those things come up in retrogrades a lot where you kind of revisit energy just to affirm to yourself, okay, this is validation that I did the right thing. Because we tend to hold guilt and shame a lot. We need to let that shit go. Let guilt and shame just melt away. They shouldn't even exist in our energetic field or aura. We have to feel good about making the radical decisions. And so if this card resonates with you today, the hexahedron, feeling like you're stuck in a stalemate and you have to make a radical decision, think of all those times that you have been validated, where you did make the radical choice and it was right. And let that be your push to move through this. Oh, good. I'm so glad that the retrograde was beautiful for you and not like horrific. We're coming on the tail end of it, so it was really powerful for me too. Really powerful. And so the Ingonyama is honor of the ancient king. And every other time that this card has come up, it's always been, you will know what it truly feels like to be empowered. But today, I really think it's the deeper message of the card, talking about healing the masculine energy within ourselves. Okay? So our masculine, good. Yeah, I closed some doors too, Brittany. So the masculine energy within ourself is that directive energy, but it's also our intellect. It's our thinking self. And if your thinking self is polluted with ego and judgment, that's toxic male energy. So if you are holding toxic male energy, it's what's going to show up in your reality. And so Ingon Yama brings the message of healing that male energy within yourself. And so healthy, conscious male energy should always be supportive and protective. It's not the critic. It's not the self-berating, toxic male dialogue that's happening in the intellect. It's true inspirational thought. So be aware of that playing out, because I really believe that's the message of Ingon Yama today. Not necessarily the empowered part, because the empowered part comes after this. After you really commend yourself for the growth, you are definitely empowered. But this is more like, is this the part of you that needs to heal? Is it the masculine part that needs to heal? So, and I really felt strongly that that was the aspect of that card that needed to be talked about today. So that is the spread for today, because that thinking self is what's going on with Mercury, by the way. The problem solving, the thought patterns, that's this. So be aware of that playing out right now. So that's the spread for today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Oh, I love you too, Elizabeth. You are so welcome. It's my pleasure. And I am sorry for any disharmony or discord or misalignment that I myself have caused as source. Please forgive me for that. Please forgive me. And thank you for the opportunity to clear that. It was my pleasure, Brittany. And I love you too, Amanda. So thank you for the opportunity. I love you all.